there are 10 signs of a truly commitment-phobic man. It's important for you as a woman to know what these signs are so that you can respond in the most appropriate and high-value way. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Oh, by the way, just because a man is afraid of commitment doesn't mean he will never commit. I think by nature, all men are afraid of the idea of commitment to some extent at some point. They have this fear because of the risks that come with commitment that men intuitively understand. This is one big reason why I've recently put together my brand new DVD titled Becoming His One and Only. I want to send you a copy of this absolutely free because I want to help you overcome any commitment resistance inside of your relationship. You can click the info button on the right upper hand corner and get some more details about how you can get yourself a copy. Otherwise, I'll give you more details later in the video. The DVD, again, is completely on me. Okay, that being said, let's get started with the 10 signs of a commitment-phobic man. Hey, it's Renee here from thefemininewoman.com, where we teach you how to show up as a high-value, high-status woman whom easily inspires a deep sense of emotional commitment from men. Remember always that the detailed, extra helpful content is in my published article over on my website, thefemininewoman.com, and I will put the link below in the description. I try to keep my videos as short as possible, but my written articles will give you everything you need. So, when it comes to looking for signs of commitment phobia in your man, the real secret is to look for whether he is willing to be emotionally invested in you and the relationship. To find out whether he is willing to invest in you emotionally, here are some questions that will help you. Does he care about your happiness? Does he care about the people and the animals that you care about? Does he care about what makes you laugh and cry? Does he care about your health? And does he invest emotional, physical, and mental energy in making sure that you are happy in the relationship? Does he invest emotional, physical, and mental energy in making sure that the relationship will stand any tests and challenges? Is he fearful of investing emotionally in people in general? Does he have shiny object syndrome? In other words, he likes to meet new people and soon after meeting them, he gets sick of them and wants to move on to the next person. Is he more a taker than a giver? Takers are experts at not investing in people. It takes no work to take from other people, but it takes vulnerability, emotional risk, and care to invest emotionally in someone. With no further ado, here are the 10 typical signs of a commitment-phobic man. Number 1, he gets sick of you as well as sick of having sex with you early after beginning a relationship. Now, I understand that women and men can get sick of having sex with their partner. There is a term for getting sick of having sex with the same person over and over. It's called the Coolidge effect. Yet, despite our biology, when you are invested in someone and when you love someone, you want to connect with them. And it is this desire to connect and want to be close to them that also drives your desire to have sex with them over the long term, not just sexual desire or lust or horniness. On the opposite side of the coin, men and women with shiny object syndrome will often treat their partners like a commodity. In fact, they don't know how to connect to their partner's heart and soul. I'm sure you've come across some people like this in your own life, right? Number 2, he is reasonably active on social media, but never shows signs on social media that you two are an item. When a man is reasonably active on social media, but doesn't seem to show signs of making it official with you on there or allow you into his world on Facebook or Instagram, it could be a sign that he's not invested in you. For example, does he mind being seen in pictures with you? Facebook, Instagram, and other social media is a telltale place for making sure that a man is interested in you and is proud to have you in his life. Number 3, he is in his late 30s, even worse, 40s, and has never been married or in a serious long-term relationship. Here's the thing, a man has plenty of time to find the right one and to settle down. unless he's just really shy or he's unfortunately lost a long-term partner. The best men can get snapped up really quickly. There's always exceptions, but in general, boys and men of value are quickly snapped up by women and vice versa. Number 4, he talks about women in a way that actually makes you feel uneasy or queasy in your gut. This takes a little bit of vulnerability and sensitivity on your part. You need to stop and actually start listening to what he's saying and how it makes you feel. If his words make you feel bad, but your head tries to justify what he says, then listen to your gut. A man that doesn't talk nicely about women has possibly got a backlog of resentment towards women, or just never felt like he was worthy of them, and he may have spent many years feeling like he could not handle them. I'm looking at you, MGTOW. See if he says things like, women, you can't live with them, you can't live without them. Or worse, all women are sluts. And when he says those things, is he serious? Because sometimes men will joke about these things and you need to know the difference. That reminds me, I've put together a video titled 6 Behaviours You Should Never Tolerate in a Man. There is quite a lot of discussion on that video and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching it. You can watch it by clicking that info button at the top hand corner. It will open in a new tab on desktop. However, don't click it if you're on a mobile device because it will get out of this video. I'll make sure to paste the link in the description so that you can watch it after this video is over. Let's continue the video. Number 5, he rarely asks you about your life or how you are. And if he does, it seems more like a pleasantry to you. You know, something that he just mentions for the sake of mentioning something. And he doesn't really listen to your answers when you respond. Number 6, he ignores your birthday and ignores you around Easter and Christmas and Valentine's Day. For most men who are willing to commit or will commit in the future, your birthday is an important event for him. Again, look for whether he has the ability to invest in you. So, for example, texting you a happy birthday doesn't take much emotional investment on his part. However, asking you, how was your birthday, is a step up from that and a bit more likely to signal emotional investment. Number 7, the story his mouth tells is almost always more enticing than the story his actions tell. As women, we all make this mistake at least once. We all fall for a man's words at least once. And that's because we are somewhat designed to enjoy hearing kind words. But what sounds good to our ears doesn't necessarily always mean he loves us. Try to cultivate the ability to detach from words at least some of the time. And try to observe a man's actions, because any man with a brain knows that he can use his words to sweet talk a woman. Number 8, he often responds to you with defensiveness or deflects questions with verbal abuse. Defensiveness and verbal abuse, these are the last 2 things I want you to have to deal with. If he doesn't value committing to you or the relationship, then of course he's going to avoid taking any responsibility for the relationship, and he may deflect your genuine concerns with verbal abuse. A persistent, long-term show of lack of responsibility taking is a prime example of a man who isn't investing in you emotionally. Number 9, he blames you a lot. Some men just blame women for things that go wrong in their life. You know, often men set out to do something that is important to them in their masculine world. And then, in their own masculine perspective, somehow a woman comes along and ruins it all. But here's the thing, this is somewhat normal. Feminine women often draw men out of their mission and out of their boring, dead masculine world and into our realm of relationships. But you know what? If a man truly loves you, then he won't be bothered by this for too long, because he is invested in the relationship with you and he values you. See, if a man's consistent response to problems in the relationship is to blame you or constantly point out where you went wrong, then he might simply not want to take responsibility for anything in the relationship, which means he doesn't really care about the relationship. He may just care more about protecting himself. Number 10, he looks down on other married couples. Does he talk badly about fellow men who are married or who are taking care of small children? That can be a sign that he doesn't care much for a deep emotional commitment with a woman. And it's a good sign that he's turned off the idea of family and prefers to not invest. For example, if he sees men with families and comments on them saying things like, I don't envy that guy, or I'm glad I'm not those people. Or if you notice that he sees married men and talks down at them like they are less than him or that they are stupid for making the choice to be married, then you know that this man identifies with being detached and uninvested in anything that is vulnerable or requires emotional investment. Okay, these are the 10 signs. As I mentioned earlier, just because a man shows signs of commitment phobia doesn't mean all hope is lost. All men have some level of fear related to commitment because collectively, commitment is one of the biggest risks for men to take on. So just understand this. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how wonderful a man is and how in love he is with you. The process of commitment is never a completely smooth journey. It's very normal to experience bumps in the road, but it does become infinitely easier if you become what I call a man's one and only type of woman. See, men subconsciously categorize women into one of two baskets. You are either his one and only type of woman or his one of many. And how he treats women in these two baskets is like night and day. So in order for you to inspire the deepest level of commitment from your man, you have to become his one and only. And I want to help you get there with my brand new DVD, Becoming His One and Only. If you've enjoyed this video, you're going to love this DVD and what it will do for you. And the best news, I've specifically made this DVD free for the time being. You might be wondering, why? Why would I just give it out for free? It's because I want to see this world full of highly esteemed, deeply loving, and emotionally resourceful women. Because that is going to create a world full of healthy, loving, and passionate relationships. Because I want to see my children grow up in a world where there is an abundance of love, strength, and connectedness. But also, the more self-serving reason is because if you enjoyed the DVD, then maybe you'll consider checking out one of our other programs. So I'll put a link here in the description below, and that will take you to my website where you can get your hands on a copy of this brand new DVD. Or just leave me a comment below this video to say, yes, I want a copy, and one of our lovely team members will connect with you. So go get yourself a copy, and I promise you're going to love it. All right, it's giveaway time. I want to give away a copy of this exact mug to one of our lovely viewers. The mug says, one and only or nothing at all. All you have to do to enter this draw is to leave a comment below. That's it. You can write whatever you wish. As long as you leave a comment, that's your entry into this draw. We'll announce the winner probably next week and we'll contact you if you've won. So just leave a comment below. Alright, that's all from me for this video. All the appropriate links are in the description below. Make sure you go and check them out. Before you leave, I have one last thing for you. I've put together a short quiz for you to test how commitment friendly your man actually is. This test will give you a percentage score as to how easily and how much capacity your man has for committing to you deeply. I'll try and put the link on the screen right now. In case you don't see it, it will also be in the description. Okay, that's all. Sending you lots of love and wish you well wherever you are. Listen, do you want to get married and have babies one day?
No.
Do you think boys should say happy birthday to girls?
No.
Should men say happy birthday to their girlfriend?
No. He think he don't like it and he smash the cake and he ruined and put it outside and he don't like it and he go home.